Christmas at all. You should be that is tears. Oh, but it's a Christmas day. Oh, babe, you know I need you.
Hey everyone, so I just filmed this holiday, I want to call it a Christmas cut crease. I think that sounds good. But yeah, I just got really inspired yesterday to film this look, and I know that it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Thanksgiving is next week or maybe this week. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this video, but Christmas is coming and it's my favorite time of year, and I've always seen all these YouTubers do these beautiful like glitter cut creases, red lips, or simple cut creases and red lips, and I just wanted to put my own little fun twist into it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I had a lot of fun. I love it. I hope you like it too. So let's get started. Alright, so first we're starting off with this LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I'm using this as an eye base to cover up the redness on my eyes, all that pigmentation, and also kind of as a primer before we start the eyeshadows. And then after I blend this in with my Real Techniques brush, I'm going to be grabbing the Maybeline Fit Me Matte in Poreless in the shade 100, like a translucent, just setting powder. Then with the Tartlette in Bloom palette, I'm taking the shade Smarty Pants on this kind of fluffy but also thin pointed luxy brush. And what I'm going to do with this shade is I'm just going to start kind of defining that crease area to start off that cut crease. I want the top of it to be pretty like smoked out but also really blended. So that's like the key word there. Just blend it until you get that perfect little like kind of wave form, I guess I'll say. And then I'm taking this next kind of darker shade. I'll put the name of it down below. But now I'm taking that same brush and I'm just going to kind of go over what I just did, but lower. So I'm not going to take this color as high as we took the last one. I'm going to keep this one kind of in the crease, and I'm holding my brush at the very end so that way I'm not putting most of the product right on in the beginning. Once you already have that kind of defined, then you can kind of go in with as much product as you want or as you need. But after it's on, you just want to blend away. And then I'm taking this next shade. It's kind of a lighter pinkier shade. And I'm taking a more of a fluffy brush, also by Luxie. I'll put the names down below. And with this brush, I'm just using that color, but I'm also shaking a bunch of it off. I just want to make sure that the top of the cut crease is well blended. We want it to be like seamless up top up there. So now what I've been doing is I've just been taking those darker shades really slowly and lightly and building it up to make it a little bit darker. And then I'm taking this Morphe eyeshadow palette and I'm grabbing that kind of orangey red shade, and I wanted it to be a little bit more red in that crease area. So I just took that same brush and I did the exact same thing. I tried to keep it more in the crease area and not so high up. Alright, so I'm taking those two shades Rebel and Activist, and I'm just kind of mixing them on this very short definer brush. And this is where you're going to really define that cut crease. So I want the line to be pretty darn sharp, but I want above the line to be really nicely blended out. Then I'm taking the shade Flower Child on just one of those other like smaller pointed brushes that we used to make that crease earlier, and I'm going to start slowly buffing the top of that line out really nicely. I'm going to be taking that shade we just used, and then also the orange one and the darker one just a little bit. I really wanted it to be smoky up top, and yeah. Now to clean up the lid, I'm taking that same definer brush we just used, and I'm grabbing the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in the shade White. So I'm just using this to clean it up. I'm getting right underneath that line, and then I'm kind of winging the corners out a little bit to create that winged cut crease. Now I'm grabbing that really light shade in that same Tartlette in Bloom palette, and I'm taking, I think it's kind of like a concealer brush, but basically I'm just setting all of that white concealer that we just put on the lid to make it easier to blend out right underneath that line, because that's what we're going to do next. We're just going to kind of add some more of those colors to kind of clean up if a little bit of the white colors got on the cut crease at all. And now for the fun part, I'm taking this NYX, it's like a liquid gold glitter, and I'm going to be putting this on the cut crease. So I'm just gonna follow it kind of like an eyeliner, but just right underneath that really sharp line that we've got going on, and then I'm also gonna wing it out at the very end too. And then once you're letting this dry, you want to try not to grease your eye too much, because it's very wet and it will get everywhere and mess up everything that you've just did. So then I'm also taking the NYX Liquid Matte Eyeliner in black, and I'm going to create that wing. It looks a little messy here, but I did clean it up off camera. Then after I do the liner, I'm going to apply some mascara and some false lashes, and I'm going to be using the Flutter lashes in the style Provocative. And now I'm taking this Tarte Full Coverage Amazonian Clay sunscreen, and that face I just made was me realizing that I totally forgot primer. Or did I? Yep, I did. I definitely did. But I figured, you know what, it's okay. We're just going to roll with it. Can't go back now. But so I'm using this Real Techniques brush to blend it all out over my face. Most of the time I use a beauty blender for my face, but some days I just feel like doing something different. So I grabbed this brush. And it's kind of a thicker foundation, so it was easier to blend out with a brush. Anyways. Alright, now for concealer, I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and underneath that I'm putting that same Kat Von D Lock-It concealer in that white shade, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit more, because I am pretty pale. And then I'm going to blend this out with a Regal brush. I love it, it's so pretty and purple. And then after we blend it out, I'm going to be going in with that same Maybelline Fit Me powder to set everything. Alright, so after I've set my whole face with that Maybelline Fit Me powder, I'm taking this Cover FX bronzer in the shade Sunkissed, and I'm using this kind of tulip brush to apply it all over my cheekbones and my temples, my nose, and yeah, I just want to look pretty bronzed up. It's really like light and opaque, so I really, really, really like this bronzer. Then for blush, I'm taking the shade Rose Spritz from the Becca and Jaclyn Hill collection palette. I love this palette so much. I love Jaclyn Hill. I love Becca. I just love everything. Then for highlighter, I'm taking the Balm Mary Luminizer, and I'm using this Morphe fan brush to apply it on my cheekbones, my nose, and above my eyebrows. Then I wanted to put some color underneath my eyes, so I'm taking those same shades that we used on our cut crease and above that earlier, and I'm just applying it all underneath my eye and just making sure to blend it out really nicely. I did take that definer brush and put some of that darker shade on it and put it right up and close to my waterline. Then I am taking the Benefit They're Real mascara and applying this on my lower lashes. This is the same mascara that I have on my top lashes also. Now it's time for the red lipstick. So first I'm taking this red matte lipstick by The Balm. It's one of the Meet Matt Hue lipsticks. And I'm going to apply that all over my lips, and then on top of that, I want it to be a little bit darker and a little bit more satiny, so I did apply a Giorgio Armani red liquid lipstick also. And then that is it. Alright, you guys, and this is the finished look. I love it so much. I've never done a look like this before ever. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.